Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Randomize and this is Pokemon Expert Emerald. So, this is not just plain old Emerald version, this is Expert Emerald, a hack by Blue on the Poke Community website. Again, the link to this hack will be to that page and his old description of the hack will be located in the description on my channel essentially. But, yeah, no, essentially this is a hack of Emerald version, obviously. We have lots of new things. We have the ability to capture all Pokemon, which is always a really nice thing to see in hacks. We have increased difficulty. We have all evolution, the ability to evolve Pokemon each way. We also get, I believe we get infinite TMs in this version, which is something I've never had before. Obviously, I think that was introduced in Gen 5, I think. But yeah, obviously I've never played Gen 5, so we'll get to there eventually. But we also have slight moveset changes, slight move changes. Various Pokemon learn new things and also get different moves of different powers, stuff like that. And there's also lots and lots of event Pokemon as well, and sort of events to see throughout to catch various different Pokemon. So anyway, just going to change the volume just ever so slightly down. And then we're going to start this. But not only is this not just going to be any old playthrough of Pokemon Expert Emerald, this is going to be a bug monotype. And Gen 3 is not the easiest game to bug monotype, to do a monotype, certainly with bug types, as we're just going to skip through Birch's conversation here, because we obviously already know all this. This isn't the easiest generation to do a bug monotype, mainly because the bugs really struggle in this generation with they don't get great moves. The best move they have is really, I think the best move they get is Mega Horn, but that's like literally only like I think only Heracross really learns that. And then when you get out of that, you then go into like Signal Beam, which I think is only learned by like Volbeat and Mise, and then you're down to Silver Wind, which is only base 60 power. And obviously, bug types themselves naturally have quite low HP, generally low stats. As we see that the Mover Pokemon are now Vigoroth this time, not Machamp as they were in the original. So, interesting. As you can see, my name is Random Hit. I just decided to call that. We have to change the clock. I will set that to the correct time. It's about there. So yeah, so we're going to pop down and we're obviously going to see our dad is on the TV. And then we're going to be able to hopefully mess around. So as you can see, we are here in Little Root Town. The sprites have changed ever so slightly from what they were originally. Again, I've never played Emerald, so I wouldn't know exactly. But yeah, so essentially, I'm pretty sure a lot of the text is very much similar to a lot of... Sorry. So yeah, so essentially, yeah, I think a lot of the text here is actually relatively similar to what we've seen before. So anyway, as we can see, there are some scary Pokemon cries, and then we have Professor Birch here who needs our help. Go check the Pokeballs, and as you can see, we have Trico, Torchic, and Mudkip here. I'm going to choose Mudkip just for the moment. Obviously does not matter whatsoever, because we are not going to be using this Pokemon. As we take out the level 2 Zigzagoon, and we go back to his lab. We're just going to zip through the whole of the start of the game. I'm sure you know everything that happens relatively well over here. We're not going to be nicknaming our Pokemon just because I'm pretty terrible at that in general. I do that for like Nuzlocke and stuff, but not for this. It's just I'm just not very good at it. Let's put it that way. So anyway, we're gonna have Route 101, and we're gonna be able to see here if the thing has worked, because we're gonna be able to see if we have different Pokemon. Obviously, being bug types, at least the good news is that we should hopefully be able to get access to a full team relatively fast. Because obviously a lot of bug types are available early in the game, and that is actually really good for us. As we miss, and we go down. Oh well, it doesn't matter at all. It wouldn't even matter if it was a Nuzlocke, because obviously Nuzlocks don't start until until we obviously get our first set of Pokeballs. So we see Wild Poliwag in over here. I'm hoping this has changed. Really? We definitely want to gain. I'm just going to gain. Well, Mud Slap actually. So we got Mud Slap, which is super. Oh no, it's not super effective because we're facing Draco. Oops. So yeah, obviously, May's going to have a Trico, and we obviously want to be able to beat that. Just to save ourselves a little bit of money of what we have. As you see, Wild Oddish in the grass. Again, yeah, obviously, we're going to actually have to observe which Pokemon are around. This is actually not a good matchup for us at all. So yeah, I'm really interested in this because this is actually going to be a relatively difficult playthrough. I've obviously had quite challenging playthroughs previously. Certainly, I remember my ground Monotype in particular was very challenging and required a lot of I had to do a lot of thinking through that, and was not easy. But what I'm hoping is that hoping that we can actually win this game using just our bug types here, and we'll be able to see this Sentret is continually defense scaling, which is not fun. Could obviously growl, but yeah. Unfortunately, we're not seeing any. Obviously, we haven't seen any wild Pokemon. I was hoping to see maybe Wurmple early on. Obviously, we may well see Wurmple in like over here, like in Route 102 or etc. So this guy's going to give us a potion. So yeah, so essentially, I'm just going to quickly, as we see Wild Bellsprout. Don't really want to again deal with that sort of stuff. So anyway, we're going to talk to May here. She's got herself a level 6 Trico, so actually it's a good thing that we did that. I'm just going to growl twice, I think. And now I'm just going to start tackling. And of course we missed tackle. He's actually has the absorb, so yeah, we really have no chance of winning this battle whatsoever. Because for some reason, I suppose Mud Slap counts as our type move. I could heal, but actually there's really very little point in me healing, so I don't mind that. You know, the fact... Do we actually have to beat her? We shouldn't have to beat her, do we? Is that how it's always been? Have we always had to beat May in order to continue? Because that's just annoying. Because the fact that she's got absorb obviously means that that there's a lot of. It means that the damage I do to her is obviously a lot less, and well, that's really frustrating. Well, we might have to grind then very quickly. Just quickly get our starter up to say level 10ish. Obviously, stuff like Bubble is no use to us. So it looks like Growl is not actually going to be so important because obviously if she has. I hate how often Tackle misses for a move that's... Again, actually, I was about to say for how accurate it is, but as I have said at the start of this episode and the start of this series, that certain moves have been changed. So if we go to summary, and there's that. Can we go to move? Normal 25. Is there a way? I think we need the Pokedex in order to do that potentially. But anyway, yeah, so I'm not going to bother growling. I'm just going to quickly get away from this Poliwag. And so here we go. So we're going to chat to May once more. She again has the Trico, which is going to tackle, essentially. Tackle does a lot. And why was that at full? Was I not? Did I not start? Oh. If I didn't start at full, that was completely my fault, but I thought I definitely healed up beforehand. Doduo, okay, so pretty sure we don't usually see Doduo there, so that should hopefully be a decent indication that this is actually so please land. See, if she absorbs straight away, then I can't do anything because look, she gets like all of her health back. I felt like I definitely should not have chosen because like even if I was using like if I was using Torchic, then obviously the nice thing about Torchic would be that she would have Mudkip, but Mudkip would be pure water type, and the move, the move she gets is ground type in Mudslap. So obviously, Mudslap is the move that is sort of gifted to you as sort of like your first type move of the Pokemon that you use. But yeah, Mudkip obviously won't get special attacks, same type attack boost from that, which is really silly. So yeah, anyway, we want to get to level 10, and then we'll see if we can actually take on this Trico. It's actually just going to be very difficult because Absorb is obviously going to... there we go, we get Water Gun. Not that Water Gun's any use to us, because obviously Water Gun... yeah, Water Gun isn't actually going to do much damage to a Trico. We should hopefully do a decent amount of damage to a Dodrio. Yeah. Interesting. I'd like to think this isn't like just... Hopefully this isn't the start of normal. I was just hoping to see maybe, you know... obviously some hacks, the way they do it is that they're obviously going to be quite similar to the game, and they're not really going to want to showcase the fact that, say, they've like changed an awful lot, as we should... Yeah, we're definitely going to win this one. There we go, down goes the Trico. We defeat May, and she's going to tell us that we're pretty good. We're going to get a tiny amount of money. And we're going to want to rush back. Zip all the way back, and we can pop into Professor Birch's lab. I hear you beat May at your first try. No, we didn't, but I don't know. So we're going to get some Pokeballs. We're going to get Pokeballs. We're going to get the Pokedex. As you can see, we have Trico here, and we have our Mudkip. On land, it can powerfully lift large boulders by planting its 4 feet and heaving its sleep by burying itself in soil at the water's edge. Okay, cool. So we find ourselves a Mudkip. I'm just going to see if these areas are still working. So it says that we should only find Poochyena around the start. We've got our Zigzagoon here, which we should only find around the starting area. Dodrio at level... wow, down at 92. Oddish at 82. So our mum is going to give us the running shoes, which is great. It's going to allow us to move a little bit faster, obviously. And now what we're going to do is we're going to start looking for our first team member, because obviously we have this Mudkip. It's not going to be on our team because it's not Bug type, and so yeah, that'll probably involve us having to maybe even wait till Petalburg Woods at this rate, just because I'm not seeing any of the Pokemon around at the moment. So yeah. But yeah, like I was saying, some hacks will sort of make it out that they're quite similar in the sense that they'll have sort of, I guess what some people might call the more boring Pokemon at the start. You know, more available in routes 101, 102, 103, and you'll only be able to see that it's really a hack when you see sort of more exotic Pokemon towards the end, or in, you know, in different routes. As we see one Spearow here. But then again, you obviously have the contrast of, even if you offer more, as you see what Hoot. Obviously if you offer more exotic Pokemon, it's much more difficult to keep the game more balanced, because generally the more exotic Pokemon are going to be slightly stronger, and so if you're leveling them up, they're going to be they're going to be doing a lot more work. As we see what Azurill, so that is a pretty decent indication that this is a hack, just because Azurill is a baby Pokemon, and spotting baby Pokemon in the wild is something that you generally don't see in the actual games. So it looks like we've got Azurill, and yeah, nothing too mind-boggling around here, as unfortunately this Sunkern also has Absorb, so yeah. And has the Oranberry as well, so it looks like certain trainers are going to obviously have the ability to help out their Pokemon with berries and stuff like that. Maybe they've changed the AI behavior a little bit just to encourage them to do that more. Or that might actually be, again, as I've never played Emerald, And obviously I did play Sapphire, so, you know, I can't exactly say I'm not new to this generation. And the games are obviously very similar, but at the same time, we do have this situation. Of course we get poisoned. Almost guaranteed to get poisoned by that. Anyway, so Pokedex. Only reason I'm going in the Pokedex is I'm hoping that we might actually... Does it come in if we just battle them, or do we actually have to spot them in the wild? So we actually have to spot them in the wild, so... When did that happen? Don't know quite when that was the case, but anyway. So, once more, we're going to head onto Route 102. We have seen this guy has some Caterpie. I'm going to avoid that battle as we see... That's... what's his name? The guy from the Battle Frontier. The guy from the Battle Frontier in the anime. That's who that looks like. The strange update to your Pokedex. Okay. Oh, as you can see, so now we do have Caterpie and Weedle. So maybe we now have the national dex. Yeah, that's definitely the national dex. So interesting. Okay, so Caterpie. Are you going to tell me where you... Yes, okay, so we do find Caterpie in Route 1 in... That's actually going to be the Petalburg Woods. And we find Beedrill in Petalburg Woods as well. Okay, cool. It's good to know where we find, obviously, the Pokemon that we're going to need. We might as well just pick these berries. I'm not going to do all the battles right now, because we want to keep some of the battles, obviously, for our... for the trainers... Sorry, for the Pokemon that we're going to be getting later, obviously. As we have this little wild trainers Seedot, Mudkip grows to level 13. So yeah, so obviously we're sort of over-leveling our Mudkip at the moment, but that really means nothing to us. We just need to get to the point where we can actually catch a Hi, you rookie trainer, do you know what Pokemon is? Okay, so yeah. So obviously we actually have to go into the gym here and talk to our dad, and then we're going to see Wally come in, and Wally is going to go through all of this sort of stuff, where Wally's going to be able to hopefully catch his Ralts using his Zigzagoon. So there we go. Ralts. Wow, that nearly took it out. So we just zip through this as fast as possible, because really it's always useful that he gets, like, you know, one of the most powerful Pokemon in that area being a Ralts. So then, as our dad suggests, we need to go to Rustborough, and we have this guy appear to us again. So anyway, let me guess, from the way you're dressed, are you a Pokemon trainer? Well, maybe not. Your clothes aren't all that dirty. You're either a rookie trainer, or maybe you're just not an ordinary kid. I'm roaming the land in search of talented trainers. I'm sorry to have taken your time. Okay, so... Scott, that's his name, Scott. So maybe what's happening is that he's thinking about Battle Frontier stuff. As I just need to stop text speed to fast and the battle scene to off. And so, there is, just over there's one of the new things in this game. You might have noticed the little sprite above us. And indeed, the reason that sprite is there is because there is an event Pokemon just here, which is obviously a Chikorita, and you can catch your Chikorita there if you so desire to use it. And many of the starter Pokemon are introduced through methods like that, so sort of event Pokemon, made into event Pokemon. Now, as you saw, we have Wild Paras here. So obviously Wild Paras are bug types, and we could potentially, you know, if we were in a position to use, we could use Paras, but we can't because, according to the rules on my channel, for those of you who don't know, I want to try and get as much Pokemon variety as possible into my teams. So I actually work quite strongly to try and essentially keep my teams as diverse as possible, and as such, I don't use the same Pokemon. I haven't used the same Pokemon twice in my teams. So, I use Paras, or Parasect I should say, in my Pokemon Blue. In my first ever Let's Play on my channel I used a Parasect, and because I've done that, I'm not going to be using Paras in this playthrough. It's just how it works. So anyway, as we keep moving through, this is hopefully going to be the area where we're going to be able to catch our first Pokemon, Petalburg Woods being. So we've got the lady here. Does she usually give us a lot of money? I seem to remember they usually was like a rich boy over here. But anyway, as Mudkip wants to learn Bite, really means nothing because again we're going to be removing Mudkip from our team relatively soon. So we're going to enter Petalburg Woods and we're going to look for our first Pokemon. So Lady Bar. So Ledian. Did I use Ledian? I don't think I have used Ledian. I wasn't planning on using a Ledian, so that's not one of the Pokemon I've used. I have used Spinarak before, so I can't use Spinarak. Wurmple! Okay, so here is our first Pokemon, if we can catch it. And the reason I want to use Wurmple, Monotype should be fine because it's not very effective. And essentially, depending on what it evolves into, because obviously Wurmple can evolve one of two ways. It can evolve into Cascoon or Silcoon. But anyway, here we have Wurmple, the one Pokemon. It sticks to tree branches and eats leaves. The thread it spits from its mouth, which becomes gooey when it touches air, slows the movement of its foes. So, we have ourselves a Wurmple, and that actually is obviously our first team member. I need to go heal. And I'm just going to have to work out whether I want to see if there's another potential team member that is, in the forest. And then we have two Pokemon to level up, or whether I just want to keep with the Wurmple. Well, obviously, if we are going to do this, we got to continue doing battles, and I'm just going to swap in Wurmple here. Normally, I would obviously just use Wurmple. I just want to see how much that does. I think we're certainly going to lose this battle if I was to stay as Wurmple, so I'm just going to swap into Mudkip. Using an Oranberry. So we'll swap back into Wurmple again. We want to make sure that Wurmple gets as much experience as possible. But we'll just use Mudkip just for this, just for the start of this battle, as we unfortunately missed our tackle. But there we go. Cool. Wurmple grows to level 6, and indeed the useful thing is obviously we'll be able to see very quickly which Pokemon we'll be getting, because obviously Wurmple and like all sort of like first tier bug Pokemon, they evolve very quickly. So we have a quirky nature, which I'm pretty sure is neutral and doesn't actually do anything. Bug type, and we have Shackle, String Shot, and Poison Sting. So anyway, yeah, we want to switch you with you. Hopefully the Azurill we can actually do. Like, does this only have Charm? Is the question. It might only have Charm, because obviously it's a baby Pokemon, so yeah. Annoyingly, the baby Pokemon won't be giving us a lot of experience, so. But Lotad are actually pretty useful for us, because Grass is obviously weak to Poison, and it doesn't have a secondary type which resists Poison, like a lot of Grass types do. Yeah, we definitely want to see whether we get a Silcoon or a Cascoon. Probably riskier. It'd be riskier doing it there. Just grinding over there, just because they have Pidgey. See, Pidgey being a flying type is not very good for our Wurmple. I didn't mean to tackle. There we go. Lovely. There we go. Wurmple grows to level 7, and Wurmple is going to evolve. So, what do we look like we're going to get? We're going to get a Cascoon. Okay, so we have Dustox, potentially. Okay, cool. So, Dustox. Obviously a bug poison type. The sort of, the interesting thing is sort of like, you know, the variation that you can sort of have. Yeah, as long as we poison it, then this will be fine. So there we go. Down goes the Azurill. Got Wild Hoot Hoot. Probably has Pack. Can't escape. Got away. There we go. So I might go back into Petersburg Works and try and catch another Wurmple, just in case we want to use Beautifly. Again, like I said, I haven't entirely decided on the team that I want yet. So, why do you know Peck? Fine, we're going to Nidoran. Sorry, Mudkip. Yeah, I should really deposit my Mudkip now. We'll deposit Mudkip once we have at least 2 Pokemon on our team, I think. Just to be safe. It doesn't really matter. We're certainly not going to use Mudkip for any of like the important battles. I.e. like, you know, gym leaders and stuff like that. But as you can see, trying to level up a Cascoon by itself is a pretty arduous job. Just because low stats and all of that jazz. So now, if we pop into Petalburg Woods once more, let's see what else there are. So we have what, Caterpie. Now, Caterpie's another bug type which I can't afford to use because I used a Butterfree in my, again, also in my Pokemon Blue playthrough, the first playthrough on my channel. As we see a wild Wurmple. I'm just going to try and catch this guy. Again, we sort of, this is just purely for, just purely to ensure that we have enough. I might actually catch this one as well, just to ensure that we actually have the. Indeed, this one's level 5, which is actually. This Cascoon's going to faint, but we can go into. Oh, the other one was also level 5. Oh, we'll bide. I didn't actually mean to bide, but anyway, there we go. Cool. So we get another couple of Wurmple, and we'll certainly want to be grinding these guys up, along with our Cascoon. Dustox is not, it's obviously not the greatest Pokemon to use. Not even in this generation. It's sort of, I believe it is outclassed by Ariados, and most likely Beedrill as well. Thinking about it. That's interesting. So Cascoon has Shed Skin to cure itself of poisoning. Didn't think it got Shed Skin, but evidently R1 has it, which is useful. Yeah, so we want to switch. Sorry, just rushing a little bit here. So Wild Spinnerack. There we go, down you go. Wild Ladybar, and down goes our other Wurmple. We'll bring in our third Wurmple. We could just have a team of Wurmples. That, you know, that should be what I should do. I should just have a team of Wurmples. There we go. Cascoon grows to level 8. And our other Wurmple's going to get a tiny bit of experience. Yeah, so it looks like there are only Wurmple. We haven't actually seen any Beedrill yet, which is interesting. Maybe we'll pop into our Cascoon here. We'll just go quickly heal up. And yeah, so unfortunately, obviously, the start of this is going to be pretty repetitive. Just full of me trying to level up these Wurmple, and hopefully we'll get one with a different thing. Oh, with a different Actually, what I'm going to see, the thing is, I don't really want to rush through, just because we've obviously got. I think what I'd rather do is I'd probably rather level up my Pokemon to the point where they're like, say you've got 2 level 9 Cascoons, for example, because the thing is that obviously there is a battle with a team Aqua Grunt in the Petalburg Woods, and or Team Aqua, Team Magma. I don't know which one is it in. That did a lot more damage than I thought it would. Which one is it in Gen 3 in Emerald, I should say. Missed tackle. That was unfortunate. But anyway, unfortunate for the ladybug, that is. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to quickly head back through the routes. We're going to do we'll do the trainer battles, whichever trainer battles there are. It's to be done, and we'll keep leveling up these Wurmple and this Cascoon. And then yeah, and then obviously because this is only one episode, we don't, haven't quite decided on my team, my enter team. As you can see, a lot of these trainers don't actually want to battle, so it looks like we didn't actually miss any of the trainers, which I guess wasn't exactly in the plan. Okay, let's see. Let's find out what these Wurmple are going to be. Oh, that's so close to level 6. Come on, get the poisoning. Get the poisoning. So there we go. Down goes that. Azurill. We can take out this Lotad, hopefully. Nice. If we get another Lotad, then we actually evolve. Come on, let's see. There we go. There's poisoning. Good. Obviously, Poison Sting doesn't get any stab at the moment because we're not actually a poison type. As we see, Wild Seedot, a Pokemon we hadn't seen yet, I don't think. There we go. Well, this Wurmple grows to level 7 and is going to evolve into a Silcoon. Okay, cool. So we have a Silcoon and a Cascoon, which is really good. I think I'm going to call this episode to an end here. We don't need to worry about the other Wurmple that we have, which is really good. This Wurmple is fine. We have a Silcoon, we have a Cascoon. We can also free our Mudkip, and then we'll start leveling up these guys. I'll probably get them both to level 9. And then in the next episode, we will continue growing our Bug Monotype team. It's going to be interesting to see, because obviously, as I said, all the trainers have been increasing difficulty. And obviously, with a Bug Monotype, you've actually got relatively limited power, as it's certainly at the early stages. And indeed, Roxanne is going to be very, very difficult for us, because we are a Bug Monotype team, and we have one big weakness, and that one big weakness is obviously Rock types. So we're going to really struggle against Roxanne, but hopefully we'll get into a position where we actually know some grass moves. Hopefully. We shall see. But anyway, I hope you have enjoyed this episode of this new Let's Play, I should say. Well, this Monotype challenge. Bug Monotype challenge of Expert Emerald. Hope you enjoy the series as a whole, and I hope you will join me on the next episode.